Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Now at the beach, Ralph blew the conch to call another meeting and announced that they were on an island which is uninhabited. There is nobody who lives on that island. Jack interrupted and said that they needed an army. They needed a lot of boys in order to hunt the pigs. If they have to be the hunters, they needed a lot of boys so that they could hunt the pigs. Rand says that without the adults, whatever they do, they will have to do it on their own. And he made a rule that whoever will hold the conch is going to be the speaker of the meeting. So, this was the rule that Ralph had made. Jack shouted, he got very excited and he shouted that they can make more rules and can punish whoever breaks them. So he also added on that the one who's going to get the conch will not only be the leader of the meeting but can also make more rules, and whosoever is going to break the rules can be punished by them. Piggy took the conch and said that no one knows that they were on the island, and Ralph agreed to it, but he said that the island was a good place and if they want they can have fun. Even if they will have to stay at this place for a long time, they can still have fun. Now there was a nervous little boy. He had a birthmark on half of his face. We've seen what is a birthmark. There are a few kids who are born with birthmark. So half the face of that boy was covered with a birthmark. He stepped forward and he whispered, he spoke very quietly to Piggy, and Piggy told everybody what the boy had said. So the boy told Piggy that he saw a beastie, a snake-like thing, the previous night in this forest. Now Ralph and the other older boys, they totally disregarded that and said that this beastie was just a nightmare. You must have had a bad dream. But the younger boys, they were very scared. So now we know that among the boys also, as we know, all the boys ranged from age group 6 to 12. So there were the little ones, the younger ones and the older ones. So the little ones got very scared. Jack then took hold of the conch and said that there is no snake thing here, and if there is, then his hunters are going to find it and kill it. Ralph also agreed with Jack that there isn't anything like a beast or a snake thing. Ralph said that he was confident that they will be rescued very soon, and he suggested that they should build a fire on the mountain, because the smoke and the light that will come out of the fire is going to attract the people towards this island and they would be rescued. They got very excited by this idea of building fire, and they jumped and they started collecting wood and they brought it on the top of the mountain. Now Piggy was left alone. Piggy has always, you will see that throughout the story, he will be considered to be an outcast. He would never be included in the group or in the crowd, whatsoever the case may be. So he was left alone at the meeting place, and he says that the other boys, he obviously, since he was not a part of that group, so he also said that everybody is so cool and that, they are behaving in such a kiddish manner and all that. Now all the boys, they piled up wood on the top of the mountain and they could not understand how to put the fire. And then Jack understood. He took away the glasses, the spectacles that Piggy was wearing. He took them off, and Ralph used the glasses to focus the sun's rays on the wood. This is an ancient way, if you all know, my dear students, for lighting fire. The early men would do that, using a glass, a piece of glass. You get the sun's rays on it, and then, when the sun's rays are diverted to the wood or to the paper, then that is burnt. So this is how they were trying to start fire. Piggy was very, very scared because without the sunglasses, he was blind. So he was afraid that if something happens to his sunglasses, he would not be able to see anything. But they were able to start the fire because the wood was dry. Piggy started to criticize the boys, calling bad things to them, but Jack made him shut up. And then Simon pointed out that it was Piggy's glasses because of which the fire was possible. So we need to give him some respect. We need to talk to him nicely. Ralph said that they will have to keep the fire burning every day so that the people are attracted. Jack volunteered. So Jack, along with his group of boys, the hunters, they volunteered that they are going to take up the task of burning the fire every day. Piggy noticed that the sparks of the fire, they had set the trees below them on fire as well. So not only did they start fire on the top of the mountain, but because of them, the trees around the mountain had also caught fire. And then he argued that instead of running off to start a fire, they should first make shelters where they can live. And the other boys again shouted at him, but they were disturbed. Piggy asked, where the boy who had seen that snake-like thing, where did he see that? Where was that boy? Because after the fire, that forest fire that happened because of the boys, that boy who had a birthmark on his face, who saw the beastie, who saw the snake-like thing, he disappeared. He could not be seen thereafter and nobody knew where he was. So that was the beginning of trouble for them. They had already lost one boy from the group.